yours have hepatitis B, have been treated for failure, or if you have persistent fever, bruising, bleeding, or paleness. Don't start Enbrel if you have an infection like the flu. When opportunities come your way, be ready to say, I'm in for what's next. Ask your doctor about Enbrel.
Sometimes the lows of bipolar depression feel darkest before dawn. With Caplyta, there's a chance to let the light shine through and light tomorrow with the hope from today. This is a chance to let in the light. Caplyta is a once-daily pill that is proven to deliver significant relief across bipolar depression. Unlike some medicines that only treat bipolar 1, Caplyta treats both bipolar 1 and bipolar 2 depression. Clinicals, movement disorders, and weight gain will not.
Mood changes, behaviors, or suicidal thoughts. Medicines increase these risks in young adults. Elderly dementia patients have increased risk of stroke, confusion, or uncontrollable movements, which may be life-threatening or permanent. These aren't all the serious side effects.
In the darkness of bipolar 1 and 2 depression, Caplyta can help you let in the light. Ask your doctor about Caplyta today. Find savings and support at caplyta.com.
Please pay attention to the forecast.
Watch America's first choice for weather, America's Morning Headquarters.
Every morning on the Weather Channel.
Butcher delivers grass-fed beef, organic free-range chicken, humanely raised pork, wild-caught seafood, and so much more. Receive your special offer today.
Mean Green Mowers. Commercial grade. Riders. Stand-ons. All-day battery power. All morning. All afternoon. Until the job is done. Mean Green. Commercial grade. All-day battery power. Visit your local Mean Green dealer.
Welcome to the Weather Channel, everybody. We got to get you caught up on some severe weather ongoing across part of East Central Texas. We're talking areas east of Dallas, heading toward Tyler, Texas. We have a couple of tornado warnings in progress right now, so suggesting that thunderstorms is capable of producing a tornado, and tornado warning Smith County in Texas goes for about another 25 minutes or so. This includes Tyler and New Chapel Hill and some areas nearby. This is a potent storm that we've been tracking. Actually, Heather Zons, meteorologist Heather Zons is with me, and this storm has exhibited some fairly pronounced rotation, but we're looking at the radar fairly high up in altitude, about 5,000 feet or so. So it's not perhaps capturing the strongest part of the storm, but the idea is that it's strong enough to produce a circulation that high. It may indeed be capable of producing a tornado. We have to watch that very carefully. White House, well, I would say more like Tyler. If you live in and around Tyler, any of the suburbs, take shelter now. You're in a tornado warning. It's at least worth it, right? That means lowest floor, away from windows, and as many walls between you and the outside possible. Again, there's no guarantee there's a tornado with this storm, but it's exhibited strong rotation now for a long time, and we've been watching it, and the Weather Service put out the tornado warning with indeed the possibility that it does produce one. Heather.
Yeah, definitely. Let's zoom out a little bit just so you can see there's this whole line of storms. So if you are north or south of Tyler, if you may not be actually in the city itself, this line of storms through, and you will see damaging winds. You could possibly see some hail as well, with embedded spin-ups, which we are seeing with this tornado warning.
Once this area of thunderstorms moves on by, we've been talking about it, it's now sort of a combination. What we're dealing with is this storm that's closing in on Tyler was for many hours this evening all by itself, and it was out ahead of like that, right? And if you went back in the radar even before that, it was a supercell thunderstorm with a lot of hail, very strong winds, and even the possibility of a tornado during its life cycle. And you can see here going back an hour.
Your apartment is fine. You can go home anytime.
Then why did you tell us that we couldn't?
Oh, this is embarrassing to admit. I really like you guys.
Well, I can't have a threesome. I'm injured. But I can watch you two do stuff.
I mean, I like this. Having you here. You make me feel young. I mean, making friends here is like getting attached to the lobster you pick out in the restaurant.
Well, why didn't you just ask us to hang out?
I didn't think you'd want to if you didn't need a place to stay.
Oh, but Sheila, we love spending time with you. And Carter's gonna spend a lot more because he can't move.
How about this? Why don't we just make a standing date?
Yeah, every Thursday at your place. Dinner and drinks. And you can show us more of the moves that you dropped on Ernie Hudson, the Black Ghostbuster.
That would be wonderful.
Oh, this is such a sweet moment. But my boys are swelling up like oranges, so somebody give me my damn weed!
Managing your diabetes just got easier. The powerful new Dexcom G7 lets you see your numbers on your watch and phone without finger sticks. And because you always know which way your glucose is headed, you can make better diabetes decisions. And all those little decisions can lead to big results, like more time in range and lower A1C. Dexcom G7 is made for more, so you can manage your diabetes with confidence. Learn more at Dexcom.com.
We love our pets, but we don't always love their hair, which is why we made Bounce Pet Hair and Lint Guard. With 3 times the pet hair fighting ingredients, just 1 sheet helps remove pet hair from your clothes. Looking good starts in the dryer with Bounce Pet.
You've worn many hats, from past jobs, in fact. Now you can trade in those hats to help earn your grad cap. Your past experience can help you earn your degree faster and for less.
Hi, I'm Ben Stiller. As an actor, my job is to make people believe what they're seeing is real. Wow, that's like really good. Or am I just acting? Taste it for yourself and find out.
Want luxury hair repair that doesn't cost $50? Pantene's Pro Vitamin formula repairs hair, as well as the leading luxury bonding treatment for softness and resilience without the price tag. If you know it's Pantene.
Creatures, great and small!
Housebroken is back with a new season.
Woo! What a rush!
And new adventures.
Can I get a woof woof?
Who says you can't teach an old dog new tricks?
I can't believe in this climate we're still calling you guys ladybugs. Guys? Really?
Housebroken premieres Sunday, March 26th on Fox.
Fox Wednesday. These fast-paced city ladies.
Yeah, end it with a good kiss.
Now wait a minute. Have to slow down to find love.
I want to kiss you.
Not yet.
Why don't you want to kiss me?
All new Farmer Wants a Wife, Wednesday at 9 on Fox.
You are amazing! You're amazing!
Everybody! I'm gonna get your heart racing in my skin tight jeans to my teenage dreams tonight. Baby, put your hands on me in my skin tight jeans. Be your teenage dreams tonight, tonight.
Experience a new episode of the most epic show on television, 911, all new Monday on Fox.
First News at 9 starts right now.
It was a relatively nice day outside, but we're not out of the woods yet with respect to ice jams and the resulting potential flood in the Bismarck-Mandan area. If you're a Bismarck native, you might recall the ice jam of 2009. The potential for flooding was so drastic, the National Guard teamed up with detonation experts to demolish the jam on the south side of the city. While experts say ice jams aren't as likely this year, there's still a chance because ice jams are not mathematically predictable. Residents might be aware the Missouri River can be a problem child at its worst.
Major funding for the PBS NewsHour has been provided by the Candida Fund, committed to advancing.
Is when the ice blocks the river channel, we see flash flooding along that portion of the river in mere hours. Okay, the river.
Schlag says at this point, the water can create one of two scenarios. The first is for the weather to turn from cold to warm within a couple of days. Pair that with rain, and Schlag says that's the perfect storm for ice jams. Schlag says we want scenario 2, which would be a slow, gentle melt to allow the Missouri to clean up the ice and avoid any jams. Now, for more on what's going on weather-wise, let's send it over to meteorologist.
Hey, today we were once again colder than normal, Emmeline. Checking out the stats for the Bismarck-Mandan area, you will notice that out of the 15 days, during the 15 days so far, there we go, during the month of March so far, temperatures have been below normal. Out of those 14 days have been below normal, only one above in the Bismarck-Mandan area. The official high for today, 28 degrees, so now we'll add one more day on top of that for colder than normal temperatures. The normal high is around 41 degrees. No one was close to that in the state. We've got a bit of a front system stalled across the central and west that could spawn a few more light snow showers overnight and early tomorrow morning. They're not expecting accumulation, but what we are expecting region-wide and are still experiencing icy road conditions. So practically the entire state is under a travel alert per DOT due to numerous vehicle incidents being reported across central and eastern North Dakota. Western North Dakota getting into that mix as well. And just a reminder, if you forgot, tomorrow is St. Patrick's Day. It's going to be cold with highs in the teens, but the wind could be an issue in Malign, especially when it comes down to blowing snow and visibility.
Well, the conviction of Chad Isaac's stands and the case has been closed. North Dakota Supreme Court justices decided today to dismiss convicted killer Chad Isaac's appeal. Isaac had been serving 4 life sentences in prison after a jury found him guilty of killing 4 RJR maintenance and management employees in 2019. He filed for appeal but died by suicide at the North Dakota State Penitentiary in July 2022 before the appeal was decided. The state argued Isaac's death ended the appeal as there was no live controversy left to discuss. Isaac's attorneys argued for justices to nullify the conviction. They said the case is not yet final. The justices have never before decided a case where the appellant died by suicide before a final decision. Justices found the appeal moot. In the opinion, they stated deceased individuals' statutory rights cannot prevail over the constitutional rights of the living. Abatement of criminal convictions would foreclose victims' rights to fair treatment under the law and to meaningfully participate in the criminal justice system. The conviction of Chad Isaac stands as issued by the district court. A North Dakota case involving murder and arson is being featured on the investigative TV show 2020. The case revolves around the death of Chad Ensel, who was found in a burning Bismarck home in early 2020. Last year, a jury found Chad's wife, Nikki Ensel, guilty of planning the murder and arson with the help of a Canadian man named Earl Howard. A judge sentenced her this spring to life in prison with a possibility of parole. She appealed the verdict earlier this week. An Epping man charged with murder and terrorizing plans on changing his plea later this month. Police say 58-year-old David Handeland shot and killed 25-year-old Leslie Lyon of Wisconsin in June. Handeland pleaded not guilty to both charges in September. The hearing is scheduled for March 28th at the Williams County Courthouse. Trial for a Williston man charged with attempted murder and aggravated assault has been reset to October. Police say 40-year-old Casey Heller attacked 2 individuals southwest of Williston in November. One of the victims suffered a severe cut to his throat and required medical care. Trial is now set for October 23rd. North Dakota's abortion law is not taking effect just yet. After the U.S. Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade last June, North Dakota Attorney General Drew Wrigley certified North Dakota's trigger law that would effectively make abortion illegal in the state. This kicked off a lawsuit brought by the Red River Women's Clinic, the only abortion clinic in the state, as they challenged the ban. Judge Bruce Romanek placed an injunction or pause on the state's abortion ban from taking effect while the lawsuit between the clinic and the state takes place. But the state argued the law should go into effect in the meantime. Justices determined that while regulation of abortion is within the authority of the legislature under the North Dakota Constitution, the clinic's arguments give it a chance to succeed in the case, which makes pausing the trigger law necessary. The pause stands as the underlying case proceeds. CHI Communications Specialist Terry Douglas says changes are being made at CHI in Bismarck. He says CHI has closed its on future and will transfer engagements to service providers. To change environments, missionary pressures, and more. As we more. Meanwhile, CHI Alexius Health in Williston has announced the hiring of a new president. Garrick Hyde has accepted the job. Hyde has been involved in healthcare for 30 years, recently as the chief financial officer of Maine Health, the largest healthcare organization in that state. He said in a statement that he's excited about the future opportunities of the hospital. The Sydney Health Center is expanding their care center to prepare for a radiation therapy machine. Officials say $7 million was needed to build to prevent any disruption of service before the machine could be added. The center will also add a hyperbaric chamber, which helps speed up healing of wounds like radiation burns. The radiation vault is scheduled to be completed in October, with a new machine to be in service by next January. Lawmakers are considering a number of bills that affect the state's elections. When the legislative session started 3 months ago, lawmakers had more than 30 bills related to elections in front of them. By this point of the session, that number has been whittled down, but there are still at least a dozen remaining. One bill being considered, House Bill 1273, would do away with approval and ranked choice voting. Another, House Bill 1230, would increase penalties for people that willfully violate the state's signature collecting laws. Another bill, House Bill 1529, would ask legislature to study the state's campaign finance laws so lawmakers can make changes to statute next session. The Senate, State, and Local Government Committee has heard 8 such bills today and 5 more scheduled for tomorrow. Well, what kind of steps should game and fish be allowed to take to protect deer populations? A bill being considered by the legislature is hoping to answer exactly that question. Some people think game and fish shouldn't be allowed to prohibit people from baiting big game. House Bill 1151 aims to prevent game and fish from imposing bans on deer baiting, which they commonly do to prevent chronic wasting disease. Game and Fish says CWD poses a lethal threat to deer, but those in support of the bill say baiting doesn't necessarily contribute to the spread.
This means a lot to people. It means a lot to organizations that bring the disabled out and give them an opportunity to hunt. It's those people that are mobility challenged to come and hunt.
The Senate Energy and Natural Resources Committee didn't vote on the bill today. Senators are moving toward rolling back a 20-year authorization that gave authority to conduct military action in Iraq. Our Washington News Bureau reporter Peter Zamba breaks down the repeal effort.
Senators voting Thursday to move ahead with legislation that would repeal the authorization of use of military force, or AUMF, in Iraq. Now, this effort has failed multiple times in recent years, but the senators leading this charge are confident now is the time.
It's about recognizing the reality that Iraq is now a partner and the war is over.
Virginia Democratic Senator Tim Kaine leading the effort alongside Indiana Republican Todd Young to get rid of what some call a blank check to conduct war in Iraq. Kaine says the AUMF is outdated and getting rid of it is well overdue. It repeals AUMFs passed in 1991 and 2002.
I call it a zombie authorization that for a war that no longer exists creates a problem. A president can grab it and say, I don't need to come to Congress to ask permission to do something because here's this authorization I can use.
Opposition to getting rid of the AUMF is still strong. Arkansas Republican Senator John Bozeman argues it limits executive power in a region that remains dangerous.
There's still a lot of activity going on in Iraq. Iran is very prevalent there.
Bozeman and other Republicans opposed to the repeal say the AUMF gives flexibility to the president and Pentagon to address threats that arise, including terrorist groups like ISIS and Al-Qaeda. Iraq is now a U.S. partner in the region, but Bozeman doesn't think maintaining an AUMF hurts that relationship.
The ability to use force, that hasn't seemed to be a detriment so far. So for a while, I think we need to keep it in place.
The House will also have to vote on this legislation before it heads to President Biden, who says he is in favor of the repeal. Reporting in Washington, I'm Peter Zampa.
Coming up, all the snow this winter is creating the perfect conditions for some who like outdoor recreation. More next.
We've got light snow coming down across parts of southwestern North Dakota, especially in around Barmouth, Bowman, and surrounding areas. We'll talk more about your weather next.
This is West Dakota Fox News at 9.
Whether you're selling or buying, Dakota Pawn Brokers is your premier pawn shop. Find firearms, instruments, jewelry, tools, and so much more. Dakota Pawn Brokers, Burdick Expressway, Minot. Whatever your vehicle needs, the Muffler Shop will deliver. Your vehicle is essential, so when it requires work, let the Muffler Shop's seasoned and qualified professionals take a look under the hood with their leading-edge technology to troubleshoot your vehicle's issues. They can diagnose and repair your vehicle to get you back on the road. From minor to major repairs, including tune-ups, to enhance your vehicle's performance and mileage. Trust Joe and the crew at the Muffler Shop, 20th Avenue Southeast in Minot.
There's no way to count the number of sandwiches you've packed over the years. Hard to imagine this day would come. Yeah, there's still the same fields, the same roads, the same hard work. But now they're in someone else's hands. And you couldn't be more proud of who you're handing the farm to. No matter what the future holds, Ag Country is here to help you plan ahead.
This time of year has many different names. We call it Showtime. It's when there's work to be done and fun to be had. Plus, it's time for spring bonus offers at your Northland Ford dealers, where you can save big on a Ford truck to make it all happen. Start the season off right with 0.9% financing for 60 months, plus $3,500 in total savings on Ford F-150 XLT. It's showtime. Now for a limited time only, get 0.9% financing for 60 months, plus $3,500 in total savings on Ford F-150 XLT. Only at your Northland Ford dealers.
Significant blizzards this winter have caused dangerous travel conditions and brought headaches to many in North Dakota. But for some, the snow is a blessing. Erica Craven explains.
When I moved from Colorado to North Dakota, I was surprised to learn the state had one of my favorite winter sports. And with snow like this, it's no surprise that folks are heading out to Huff Hills. Huff Hills opened in November. It was the earliest the slopes have ever opened in 30 years of operation. Skiers say the season's been memorable.
What's neat about this year is, in addition to groom trails, we've got deep snow to ski in, and now that it's spring, it's starting to have kind of that whipped cream texture to it.
As folks zip down the trails, many hope for a late closing as well. And it's not off the table. Staff hope to ski in April. The ski hill has stayed open until Easter, once before.
Last time we were open for Easter, we did an Easter egg hunt out there, so it's really easy to put those colored eggs out in the snow. I just have the employees do that ahead of time, put little prizes inside, and the kids just go crazy, just one run after another, bringing the eggs in, collecting their prizes, going back out for more.
Although powder days are welcome on the hill, the heavy snow has posed some challenges too.
Like, people are like, oh, you guys got to be excited about the snow. And we are, but just like everybody else's house, we've still got to clear roads and decks.
But when the roads are clear, the powder is fresh, and temperatures are above zero, more families than ever are hitting the slopes.
I think we've heard the term best day ever. You know, I lost count of how many times this year.
The ski area has made less snow this year than a typical year. All trails are open and the base is 40 inches. And for the best look at all this snow, we have a bird's eye view. At Huff Hills, Erica Craven reporting for your News Leader.
Well, camping outside in our current weather is not ideal with wind chills below zero, but some people find a way to enjoy it. Shane Johnson says he got the idea to make a snow shelter, or Quincy, from YouTube videos. The second Quincy they built is bigger than the first one. He used a skid steer to push all the snow from his yard, driveway, and his neighbor's yard into a pile. They slept outdoors in it and roasted hoagies. Johnson says he estimates if the weather stays cold, it'll last a couple of weeks.
It was basically just big enough for 3 people to lay side by side. This one, we got an elevated bed in there made out of snow and enough room for me and the dog on the floor.
Johnson says he wanted to enjoy winter with the kids by creating memories. They call this the Urban Quincy. Now let's check back in with Henry.
Hey, weather-wise, we're decent for now. Some places pick up on a bit of snow. But speaking of snow, the accumulations were anywhere from 0.2 of an inch in Bismarck up to 4 to some places 5 inches in parts of Williston. Dickinson 3, Minot at the KMOT studio 2.5 inches of snow. We're not expecting accumulation tonight. However, we are getting some light snow across southwestern North Dakota. That includes Beach as well as Marmarth, but accumulation will not be a problem this time. But the chance for snow showers tonight will be across eastern Montana and western and parts of central North Dakota. Not everyone is going to get snow, but there is a weak little disturbance stalled over, and that is what's going to initiate some of those snow showers. Everyone is dealing with icy road conditions, and for that reason, practically majority of the state under a travel alert. There's still numerous reports of traffic incidents across south central and eastern North Dakota, a few across the west, but not nearly as many as across the east, and that's because of the icy road. So be sure to drive safely, not just for tonight, but tomorrow as well, as things are going to get tricky for your St. Patrick's Day. Notice it's going to still be cold all day long. At best, we'll get into the teens, but the wind is going to be the biggest issue, not just for the Magic City, but for all of central and practically all of North Dakota, as we're going to have that likelihood of wind gusts 30 to 40 miles per hour. But looking through tomorrow morning, a few snow showers left across the far southwest. But as we go into the afternoon, that's when the wind starts to increase, and that's going to not only give us those strong gusts from the northwest, but we're also going to be dealing with blowing and drifting snow, and that's going to likely cause some travel difficulties as we head out during the afternoon, evening, and possibly even overnight. But notice tomorrow morning, not much wind, but still breezy a little bit across the eastern quarter, or eastern third, I should say, of North Dakota. As we go into the afternoon and evening, notice widespread strong wind gusts 30 to 40 miles per hour with that fresh snow. It's going to be blowing around, and that's going to make traveling a little bit tricky. What about temperatures? We've had below normal temperatures for the first half of March, and it looks like as we go into the end of the month, we're still going to be dealing with not 40s, but instead 20s and 30s across the region. On top of that, over the next week, we are going to be watching out for the potential for moisture, likely snow coming into play as the Colorado low begins to develop and impact portions of the northern plains for the middle and end of next week. But for tonight, we will have our lows in the single digits, teens for highs tomorrow, and we will be looking at better weather for the first day of spring, which is Monday, but we'll have to monitor snow chances for the Colorado low by next Wednesday and Thursday.
All right, well, we know we can handle the snow, but as always, it's important just to stay safe.
Yes, stay safe, especially when things get rough out there.
Especially on your commute. All right, thanks, Henry. Well, not only is the snow affecting things like parking and our sanity, it's also affecting area businesses. We'll explain after this.
Your latest weather forecast is here on West Dakota Fox News at 9.
When my hearing loss started to affect my time with my grandkids, I knew I needed to find help. Then I heard about professional hearing services and how they were different. They truly cared about how my hearing affected my life. I received the most complete examination I've ever had and learned so much about my hearing loss and my opportunities for improvement. Now I'm enjoying life better than ever. The only regret is not going to professional hearing services sooner.
I am what child hunger looks like in America. I am a 9-year-old boy who hopes a friend invites me to a sleepover so I can have dinner. I am a 15-year-old girl who goes for walks during lunch so my friends won't know I don't have anything to eat. I was created by artificial intelligence from faces of the 1 in 7 American children who struggle with hunger.
Feeding America, 200 food banks strong.
When you catch that big wild trophy fish, you mount it. Sometimes on a wooden plaque, other times on a soft sesame bun. Twice for $7. Arby's, we have the meats.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota.
Perfect. Nice.
Huh, as long as we're imagining.
Give it up for your reigning fishing champion!
Me? Oh, come on.
Right now, get 3.99% APR for up to 48 months on 5 of your favorite Toyota models, like the 2023 Camry, RAV4, Tacoma, Highlander, or Corolla.
Ready, set, go get your Toyota.
Toyota, let's go places.
For skin as alive as you are, don't settle for silver. Harness the power of 7 moisturizers and 3 vitamins to smooth, heal, and moisturize your dry skin. Gold Bond. Champion your skin.
This year's snowfall has caused issues for many. One business that's having trouble dealing with the snow is Capital City Sporting Clays. Now, they're way behind track on the start of the season. Mark Sandis said this winter has been the worst he's seen since 1996. He says the range is covered with 2 to 4 feet of snow. Capital City Sporting Clays is the practice center for many school students. The season is supposed to start in 2 weeks, but fields are still covered.
It's going to get us started late. We normally start moving machines and equipment around in March and try to get set up for the high school trap and skeet 5-stand sporting clays.
He says the students are ready to get out and start practicing, so they're going to keep shoveling and hope the snow melts soon. Federal regulators say the bank now has the lifeline it needs to stay afloat. They say 11 other banks are providing $30 billion in deposits to save it. Bank regulators say this shows the U.S. banking system is resilient, and some investors seem to agree. First Republic's share price is up about 10% today as of the closing bell. The reason it's having a rough week is that 68% of its deposits were above $250,000, according to S&P Global. The Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, or FDIC, doesn't insure past that amount. The Silicon Valley collapse is making people with large deposits nervous about sticking with smaller institutions. With so many customers pulling out, it can be hard for small banks to cover withdrawals. Many regional banks have large amounts of uninsured deposits. Uninsured money made up a whopping 94% of its deposits. Meanwhile, the House Financial Services Committee wants to learn more about the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank. The chair of the committee, North Carolina Representative Patrick McHenry, says he's planning to call a hearing on the issue. McHenry indicated that consequences for SVB's executives should be on the table if they determine mismanagement led to the failure. Well, who doesn't love to see a child's wish come true? More from one kid whose dream became a reality after the break.
This newscast is closed captioned for the hearing impaired.
This time of year has many different names. We call it Showtime. It's when there's work to be done and fun to be had. Plus, it's time for spring bonus offers at your Northland Ford dealers, where you can save big on a Ford SUV to make it all happen. Start the season off right with 0% financing for 36 months, plus $1,000 in open trade assist on select Ford SUVs. It's showtime. Now for a limited time only, get 0% financing for 36 months, plus $1,000 in open trade assist on select Ford SUVs. Only at your Northland Ford dealers.
And we're done.
What about these?
Looks right.
Quick, the quicker picker-upper. When you gotta get it done, one sheet is all you need. And Bounty is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less and get the job done with one. This works?
Kinda.
Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
Hi, I'm Greg with Box Drop Mattress and Sofa of Bismarck. My family and I get truckloads of mattresses and sofas from a national distributor, which gives us access to the top brands, all new from the factory. Everything is marked down 30 to 70% below retail pricing and is first come, first served until they're gone. That's why we're by appointment only. Check out our reviews on Facebook and Google and call or message us today. Box Drop Mattress and Sofa of Bismarck. Better furniture at a better price for a better life.
Self-care isn't just about your physical health. It can include everything from mental and social wellness to spirituality. This week, take a little time for each of you. Connect with a loved one and practice a hobby together. Or put your phone away and listen to your favorite music. If things ever seem too tough, help is here. Find more ideas at helpishere.nd.gov.
The annual Make-A-Wish North Dakota benefit in Dickinson attracts hundreds of people each year. These are videos from stories of past wishes we've shared with you. The event this Saturday starts at 4 p.m. at the West River Ice and will feature a social and silent auction, food, and music. There's also a live auction starting at 8 p.m. and numerous other activities for kids like jumping castles and free ice skating. Sponsored by the Dickinson Noon Lions, all proceeds go towards granting children's wishes. Cooper says Melmer says he's grateful for his wish experience where he got to be a police officer for the day.
Treatment was very hard and I had to get all these needles and that, and it was something fun to look forward to in that.
We'll have more information on the event and admission on our website. I remember his story. He's a really cute guy.
Really is. And we got some nice weather, I guess, for your St. Patrick's Day. It's still going to be cold, but it's going to be a bit windy, so that'll make blowing snow an issue. Saturday, teens as well, but by Sunday, sunny and back in the 30s. Spring begins officially on Monday, but not necessarily spring-like weather, let alone spring-like temperatures. Our normal high, upper 30s and low 40s for now. Instead, we're going to be in the 20s. 30s possible for the middle of next week, but it also comes with the potential for snow. So Wednesday and Thursday next week, we'll have to watch out for a Colorado low in the northern plains.
Spring weather will come eventually.
Eventually.
All right, thanks so much for watching. See you next time.
Hi, I'm George from Ace Towing. Here at Ace Towing, our #1 goal is safety. When you see lights, please slow down and move over. I want to get home to my family safely and also for you to get home safely.
At Ace Towing, safety is our #1 priority. Every driver is trained, drug tested, and industry certified. We take our safety and yours very seriously. So remember, when you see lights, slow down and move over. We'll see you at home. Ace 24-hour Towing.
Dupixent helps you do more with less asthma and can help you breathe better in as little as 2 weeks. Dupixent is an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma that's not for sudden breathing problems. Dupixent can cause allergic reactions that can be severe. Get help right away if you have rash, chest pain, worsening shortness of breath, tingling or numbness in your limbs. Tell your doctor about new or worsening joint aches and pain or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines, including steroids, without talking to your doctor. Ask your specialist about Dupixent.
When you experience illness or injury with life-altering consequences, you don't have to settle with what someone else considers appropriate compensation. The Larson Law Firm has over 38 years of experience in advocating and successfully obtaining awards for those who have been wrongfully impaired by medical malpractice, workplace injury, accidents, and more. I'm Mark Larson. My team and I are dedicated to providing reliable representation and obtaining the recovery you deserve.
From the Alex Trebek stage at Sony Picture Studios, this is Jeopardy!
Today's contestants are a scenic artist from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, Ray Lalonde. A researcher from Broomfield, Colorado, Ali Coleman-Wegner. And our returning champion, a non-profit membership associate originally from West Islip, New York, Sean McShane, whose 3-day cash winnings total $80,401. And now, here is the host of Jeopardy, Ken Jennings.
Thank you, Johnny. And welcome to Jeopardy! Our champion, Sean McShane, has had a pretty successful week with us here on the Alex Trebek stage, having earned over $80,000 and locked in 3 victories. But Sean has some big family shoes to fill. You may recall his cousin Dan McShane was a 4-time Jeopardy champion back in 2012 and even made it to the semifinals of the Tournament of Champions the following year. Obviously some good genes in the McShane family. Let's see if those come in handy today against Ali and Ray. Good luck, everyone. Here comes the Jeopardy round. We have these categories ready to go for you. First, we're droning on across America. Then, brief lives, Dutch treat. We're going to meet some new musical supergroups. You'll have to name both acts that we've combined into one. Then, we're giving you some TLC, tables, ladders, and chairs. In the TLC category, each correct response will have all 3 of those letters in that order, though not always together. Sean, you select first.
Let's do supergroups for 200.
Daft and the Machine. Sean.